Hello everyone, welcome to History and Culture. In Lushan County, Sichuan, the Longwei mountain winds and undulates like a sleeping dragon. At its foot lies the tomb of Jiang Wei, standing silently through a millennium of wind and rain, still exuding an ancient and solemn aura. Rebuilt during the Daoguang era of the Qing dynasty, the circular tomb resembles a solidified pearl of history, embedded in this land. The inscription on the stele in front of the tomb reads, "Tomb of Jiang Wei, the great general of Han and Marquis of Pingxiang." Though eroded by time, the characters remain clear, as if narrating the past glories to the world. Among the local people, many legends about Jiang Wei's tomb circulate. Some say that after his death, Jiang Wei's spirit has been guarding this land. In the dead of night, the sounds of warhorses neighing and weapons clashing can be heard near the tomb, as if Jiang Wei is still commanding his troops in dreams. Others claim to have seen a general in ancient battle armor beside the tomb, with a resolute face and piercing eyes, believed to be Jiang Wei's incarnation. Recently, a protective excavation of this controversial tomb has brought new light to unraveling the mystery of Jiang Wei's tomb. During the excavation, besides discovering a skull, the detection of chest cavity residues drew widespread attention. Through advanced scientific technology, ethanol metabolites were detected in the chest cavity residues, a discovery of great significance. Carbon-14 dating confirmed that the age of these residues matches Jiang Wei's lifetime, 202 to 264 AD. This scientific evidence strongly supports the authenticity of the tomb, making people more convinced of its close association with Jiang Wei. Combined with the record in Wei Jin Shiryu that, when Jiang Wei died, his gallbladder was as large as a dough, a measure of volume, the medical evidence unearthed this time confirms the historical record with physical proof for the first time. From a medical perspective, the high alcohol content in the chest cavity residues may relate to Jiang Wei's lifestyle or physical condition before his death. During the Three Kingdoms period, drinking was a common social and lifestyle practice. However, the exceptionally high alcohol level in Jiang Wei's chest might suggest that in his final days, he relied on alcohol to alleviate physical or psychological pain. Alcohol can numb the nerves and reduce pain but also harms the body, further burdening the gallbladder and causing it to enlarge. Additionally, artifacts such as Shuhan crossbow mechanisms and Wuzhou coins unearthed at the tomb site tangibly prove the close connection between Jiang Wei's military group and the southwestern region. Some of these artifacts are rusty, while others still retain their exquisite patterns from the past. They are witnesses to history, silently narrating the era of iron and blood. Jiang Wei was born in Tianshui Commandery in the northwest. He lost his father at a young age and lived with his mother. He enjoyed studying the Zhuan and had a strong interest in military affairs, displaying extraordinary talent and ambition from a young age. During his service in Wei, Jiang Wei held positions such as Zhonglang and Canjun but was never promoted due to his humble background, leaving his talents unrecognized. In 228 AD, Zhuge Liang launched his first northern expedition, attacking Qishan and surprising Longyu. The governor of Tianshui, Ma Zun, suspiciously abandoned the city, leaving Jiang Wei and others behind. Jiang Wei led dozens of men to pursue Ma Zun but was refused entry at Shangui's gates. Returning to Ji County, he was again denied entry. With no other choice, Jiang Wei surrendered to Zhuge Liang. This dramatic turn changed Jiang Wei's fate and brought him new opportunities. After surrendering to Shu Han, Jiang Wei was separated from his mother. Wei attempted to use his mother to persuade him to return, sending her a letter and Dangui, Angelica, as a metaphor. In his letter to mother, Jiang Wei replied, "100 Qing of good land is not worth 1 mu, but I see only Yuan, Polygala, no Dangui." He used Yuan to express his ambition and Dangui to imply he would not return to Wei, demonstrating his firm political stance and ambition to serve the country. This choice, interpreted in the records of the Three Kingdoms as a traveler entrusting himself to the state, reflects the dedication of scholars in the chaotic Three Kingdoms period to their ideals and ambitions. Zhuge Liang's appreciation and cultivation of Jiang Wei exemplify Shu Han's talent strategy. Recognizing Jiang Wei's talent and potential, Zhuge Liang regarded him as his successor and carefully nurtured him. Zhuge Liang first appointed Jiang Wei as Zhangchao Yuan, Fengyi General, and Marquis of Dangyang Pavilion, involving him in the logistics of the Prime Minister's office to familiarize him with Shu Han's political and military systems. Although the position of Zhangchao Yuan mainly managed grain and supplies, it was crucial for understanding military logistics. Jiang Wei excelled in this role, demonstrating meticulous management and loyalty. Subsequently, Zhuge Liang entrusted Jiang Wei with commanding 5,000 to 6,000 Huban troops, allowing him to gain experience in actual military command. The Huban troops were elite forces in Shu Han, and entrusting them to Jiang Wei showed Zhuge Liang's trust and expectations. Under Zhuge Liang's guidance, Jiang Wei quickly matured, mastering military command and becoming an outstanding general. During Zhuge Liang's fifth northern expedition, when he fell ill at Wushenggyuan, Jiang Wei was tasked with covering the retreat. This mission was critical to the army's survival. Jiang Wei, with his exceptional military skills and firm belief, successfully repelled the pursuers, ensuring the safe withdrawal of the Shu army. This battle further elevated Jiang Wei's status in the Shu army and earned him respect and trust. Zhuge Liang's step-by-step cultivation transformed Jiang Wei from a surrendered general to a great general over more than 20 years, becoming a key pillar of late Shu Han. This process not only validated Shu Han's meritocratic talent policy but also showcased Zhuge Liang's wisdom in personnel management. Under Zhuge Liang's careful guidance, Jiang Wei fully utilized his talents, contributing significantly to Shu Han's development and stability. Jiang Wei conducted 11 major northern expeditions in his lifetime, 6 of which targeted Longyu. Longyu was strategically important, with a prosperous population, fierce folk customs, and abundant fine horses, serving as a crucial agricultural and pastoral area and grain-producing war zone. Advancing eastward from Longyu, there were ancient land routes and the Wei River by water, making it strategically vital. Jiang Wei chose Longyu to cut off Chao Wei's connection with Liangzhou, secure horse-producing areas and garrison bases, and strengthen Shu Han. During the northern expeditions, Jiang Wei employed the tactic of besieging a point to strike reinforcements. The Battle of Taoshi in 255 AD is a classic example. Jiang Wei led his army toward Didao, and Wang Jing, the governor of Yongzhou, led Wei forces to meet them. Wang Jing was first defeated by Jiang Wei at Guguan and then decisively beaten again at Taoshi, with most of his troops killed or fleeing, leaving only 10,000 men to defend Didao. In this battle, Jiang Wei annihilated tens of thousands of enemies, achieving a brilliant victory, praised in the Zizhi Tongjian as the most prosperous expedition since Zhuge Liang. This campaign not only demonstrated Jiang Wei's exceptional military talent but also the effectiveness of the besiege and strike tactic. Jiang Wei's northern expeditions were essentially Shu Han's offensive-defense strategy as a weak state against the strong Wei. Shu Han was weaker in territory, population, and military strength compared to Chao Wei. Passive defense would eventually lead to destruction by Chao Wei. The northern expeditions were proactive attacks, bringing war to enemy territory, disrupting Chao Wei's strategic plans, forcing them to disperse their forces for defense, thus reducing military pressure on Shu Han's homeland. Additionally, the expeditions provided practical combat experience for Shu Han's troops, cultivating excellent generals and soldiers, and to some extent, depleting Chao Wei's national strength, buying survival space for Shu Han. In 262 AD, Jiang Wei chose to garrison at Tazhong, a decision that was both a military expedient and a product of political struggle. At that time, corruption plagued late Shu Han's court, with the eunuch Huang Hao monopolizing power and colluding with the right general Yan Yu to depose Jiang Wei and promote Yan Yu. Jiang Wei faced his nemesis Deng Ai in the northern expeditions, suffering repeated setbacks, and the confidence of Shu's monarch and ministers in him waned. Huang Hao took the opportunity to slander Jiang Wei to Emperor Lu Shan, suggesting Yan Yu replace him as great general. Upon learning of this, Jiang Wei was furious and petitioned Lu Shan, bluntly stating his intention to kill Huang Hao, but Lu Shan refused. Seeing Huang Hao's vast influence in court, Jiang Wei feared for his safety. On the advice of Secretary Lang Shizheng, to avoid Huang Hao's harm and to garrison troops, accumulate strength, and plan further northern expeditions, Jiang Wei requested to garrison at Tazhong and dared not return to Chengdu. Tazhong, located in the eastern part of Jiebu County and western part of Zhoutsu County in Gannan Prefecture, Gansu Province, is a natural valley basin with suitable climate and abundant rainfall, ideal for stationing troops and farming. Jiang Wei's garrisoning to avoid disaster reflected the detrimental impact of late Shu Han's deteriorating political ecology on military decisions. Such internal political strife not only weakened Shu Han but also hindered loyal and capable generals like Jiang Wei, laying the groundwork for Deng Ai's surprise attack on Yinping in 263 AD. The corruption and internal conflicts of the Shu Han court ultimately led to its downfall, making Jiang Wei's garrisoning a helpless choice in a complex political environment. In 263 AD, Wei launched a campaign to conquer Shu Han, and the situation deteriorated rapidly. Deng Ai secretly crossed Yinping, threatening Chengdu, and Lu Shan, persuaded by Qiao Zhou, chose to surrender. Upon hearing of Lu Shan's surrender, Jiang Wei was filled with grief and indignation. His soldiers all drew their swords and struck stones, expressing their unwillingness and helplessness. However, Jiang Wei did not give up. He knew that only by finding another way could he save Shu Han from peril. After deep consideration, Jiang Wei decided to surrender to Zheng He. This decision, seemingly helpless, actually contained profound strategic considerations. Jiang Wei keenly perceived Zheng He's rebellious intentions and planned to exploit the conflict between Zheng He and Sima Zhao. By feigning surrender to Zheng He, he aimed to instigate Zheng He's rebellion and seize the opportunity to restore Shu Han. Jiang Wei's plan was a bold attempt to find life in desperation, embodying his knowing it's impossible but doing it anyway firm belief and exceptional political wisdom. Jiang Wei and Zheng He became sworn brothers, attempting to strengthen their relationship to facilitate his plan. He advised Zheng He to eliminate Deng Ai to remove potential threats. Zheng He accepted Jiang Wei's suggestion and reported to Sima Zhao, falsely accusing Deng Ai of rebellion. Sima Zhao believed it and ordered Deng Ai to be imprisoned and sent back to Luoyang. After removing Deng Ai, Zheng He began planning his rebellion. He discussed with Jiang Wei, intending to first occupy Chengdu and then march east to contend with Sima Zhao for the realm. Jiang Wei outwardly supported Zheng He's plan while secretly preparing his own restoration scheme. He wrote to Lu Shan, urging him to endure temporary humiliation and wait for the right moment. However, Jiang Wei's plan ultimately failed. News of Zheng He's rebellion leaked, and Sima Zhao swiftly mobilized troops to suppress it. In the chaos, Zheng He and Jiang Wei were killed by Wei soldiers, their bodies trampled, meeting a tragic end. Jiang Wei's dream of restoration shattered in the harsh reality, and his life came to a sorrowful end. After Jiang Wei's death, legends and records about him evolved over time, with the saying "Gallbladder as large as a doe" being the most striking. According to records, when Wei soldiers dissected his body, they found his gallbladder abnormally enlarged, as big as a doe. This exaggerated description, though lacking scientific basis, has been widely circulated in literature and folklore, becoming a significant part of Jiang Wei's image. In Romance of the Three Kingdoms, Luo Guanzhong further mythologized Jiang Wei, portraying him as a hero of both wisdom and courage, unwavering in loyalty. He highly praised Jiang Wei's northern expeditions and expressed deep sympathy for his failures. In the 119th chapter, Feigned Surrender, a clever plan turns to empty words, receiving Zen again, copying the gourd. Jiang Wei's death is depicted with great pathos. Even in his final moments, he fought valiantly, attempting to turn the tide, ultimately dying with unfulfilled ambitions. This portrayal not only showcases Jiang Wei's heroic spirit but also reinforces his image as a tragic hero. In Records of the Three Kingdoms, Chen Shou also evaluated Jiang Wei, stating that he had some literary and military skills, aspired to establish merits and fame, but indulged in warfare, lacked thorough judgment, and ultimately met his demise. In Chen Shou's view, although Jiang Wei possessed certain talents and ambitions, his excessive militarism and inadequate judgment of the times led to his downfall. This perspective contrasts sharply with the mythologized image in Romance of the Three Kingdoms, reflecting different interpretations of Jiang Wei across eras. However, the Tongyan of the Tang dynasty affirmed Jiang Wei's military talents, considering him skilled in warfare. The Tang dynasty was an era of national strength and cultural prosperity, valuing historical figures for their actual abilities and achievements. In the eyes of Tang people, Jiang Wei's military performance, especially his northern expeditions, demonstrated his outstanding military command and strategic vision, deserving recognition. This divergence in evaluation reflects the differences in ideological concepts across eras. During Chen Shou's Western Jin period, the idea of loyalty to the monarch dominated, and Jiang Wei, as a minister of Shu Han, was seen as challenging the legitimate dynasty by attempting to resist the powerful Chao Wei with the weak Shu Han. In the Tang dynasty, the concept of people as the foundation developed, and people paid more attention to the actual impact of historical figures on the country and the people. Although Jiang Wei's northern expeditions ultimately failed to restore the Han dynasty, they defended Shu Han's territory and people to some extent, and his military talents were acknowledged. From the legend of Gallbladder as large as a doe, to the mythologization in Romance of the Three Kingdoms, and Chen Shou's evaluation in Records of the Three Kingdoms, the narrative of Jiang Wei's death presents different facets across eras. These varied interpretations not only reflect historical changes and cultural evolution but also show the continuous reflection and exploration of Jiang Wei as a historical figure. Through these interpretations, Jiang Wei's image has gradually become fuller, turning into a historical symbol full of controversy and charm. This is History and Culture Channel. Like and subscribe are the biggest help and support for us. Thank you everyone. See you next time.